Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Matt here. Let's talk about the relevance of tribute bands. Are they still a thing? Are they worth getting into? And what you can kind of expect putting together your own tribute band. I'm Matt. I've been a musician since I was 14.
I don't really believe in age or numbers,
I'm now 41. Jesus. It's a long time. I know how to jam, know how to learn songs, know how to harmonize, and know how to sing a little bit. If you call it singing. I'd really call it more of a vocalist than a singer. But we're working on that. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with continuing to progress as a musician. It's just something I do for fun on the side. Tribute bands. I've been in a lot of tribute bands. Let's go ahead and we'll dive into some of these bands I've been in, and we'll just kind of talk about it a little bit. We're just kind of hanging out, having fun. I appreciate you tuning in. My daughter's in the background making weird noises, but let's dive in. Some of these bands I just had a lot of fun in. I miss it. Let me show you a handful of tribute bands that I've been in and some of the fun that we've had. Let's go. All right, so this is the Rage Against the Machine tribute band that I was in. Man, it was a lot of fun. And I'm just going to say real quick, Abel over here to the left, the guy playing bass, this is me over to the right-hand side. And one of the things about being in a tribute band, you try to do your best to kind of look the part, right? And obviously get the sound. Raul on vocals, awesome vocals. Jeremy in the background. We had been in cover bands before. Abel, I've known for a long time, and we've played a lot of music together and still do to this day. We just kind of like had revived Secta Bomb as a cover band, and the scene just wasn't really happening in the sense that because we don't really do it for a living, the amount of people that want into the limited amount of space, post COVID, just it's really tough to get in. And anyways, I'll let you hear some of this. I just kind of wanted to give you a little bit of a backstory. Great guys, and man, we had a lot of fun doing this, and I still have that guitar. I've had this guitar since I was 16. Learned how to play all kinds of Pantera, Metallica. The guy that inspired me to play, who has since passed away from a drug overdose. Man, I don't know. It's just so many memories. However, first guitar, first tribute band. Let's go. And a lot of this stuff you can learn from Tom Morello himself. This was about 10 years ago. And those pickups are Bill Lawrence pickups. I made that amp. I'll upload a video about it. I'm going to pause it right here because Abel, at the time, the bass player, I feel like I didn't really... Not that I didn't listen to him, but I wanted to progress as a musician. I was doing a lot of kind of like harmony stuff, backup vocals. And he wanted to as well. 10 years down the road, as we got older, we talked about it, and I think that was part of the reason they decided to bring somebody else into the band. The singer and the bass player eventually brought in another guitar player and drummer, and they formed another Rage Against the Machine band. It was just really It wasn't weird. It made sense. Now that I'm a little older, 10 years down the road, you know, listen to your bandmates. Talk amongst yourselves. Just be open. You know, if you really enjoy what you're doing, talk. But they kind of went around our backs, myself and Jeremy at the time, and I don't hate them for it. I understand. Completely understand. However, at the time, it could have been handled better. At the end of the day, everybody has to be happy with the situation. Be open, be honest. Let's get back to it. I really enjoyed doing Tom Morello stuff, but this was just so much fun. Just love Tom Morello's style. Yeah. Really simple setup, very effective. And the like guitar bits are, there's enough sustain on the guitar where you're just fretting it with your hands because you're trying to stay in the background. Also, you've got to kind of learn your place as a musician. All right, so there we are. There was the Rage Against the Machine tribute, and let me go back to kind of the peak of that whole situation where we were playing with the Tool tribute at the House of Blues. This, ladies and gentlemen, was so much fun. So many people, such a big following between what we were doing and what this Tool tribute was doing, and they were so good. And this is kind of like the epitome of one of the places to play here in Houston, aside from the Woodlands. I mean, this is just awesome. We all felt like rock stars. Unfortunately, I don't have any video of us playing. Those guys were so good. The next tribute band I was in, I don't even think I have any video, but let's go over the Facebook, and we did like a Weezer tribute. We called it Jonas for obvious reasons. So here it is here. We have lots of pictures, but sometimes you just got to enjoy the moments, and you forget to take those videos and do all that stuff. This is me playing the part again with the whole tribute thing. Man, JJ made this fantastic light. Here's Jeremy again. As I was talking about earlier, Jeremy and I, so these guys I had jammed with for a long time in a cover band, Charlie and JJ. I was like, hey, let's do a tribute because we'll be able to get, we just need about 13 songs. We'll play for 45 minutes. It'll be a lot faster to get back into playing music because we had stopped playing music for a while. Charlie and JJ are just great singers, so I don't really have any video to show for that, but there just so happened to be a photographer that came out that night and was like, hey, here's the pictures I took. So go over and check it out on Facebook if you want to. This was the tribute band. After those things kind of fell apart, I still felt the desire, the need to play music because it's always been a big part of my life. My wife at the time, she had a son, previous marriage, and we had got him a drum set, and he didn't really... Hi, Scarlett. What's that?
He
It's me and your mom. So it's me and your mom. We're playing music. We, because Caden kind of lost interest in playing the drums. Okay, good. So that's one of our children. And this was so much fun too. She did not know how to play the drums. I'm mediocre at playing the drums, and taught her how to play these songs, and we kind of learned together, so it was like a musical adventure. Here we go. This is us playing at this small little gig, and we played multiple gigs, but this is one of very few videos that we have. And I was both of us were so annoyed that they wouldn't move this drum set out from in front of her. You'll see what my solution was to kind of give them a message, and it's also about showmanship too. She did such a great job. She picked it up so fast. This is literally 3 months after she learned to play the drums, and I was like, that's the perfect Meg White kind of sound. And it was a really cheap drum set. Like the $200 drum set you get from Guitar Center, but then we invested in some nice cymbals and skins. And I had invested. We had invested in upgrading certain things, and just kept it kind of true to the spirit of the whole thing. Again, with the showmanship, I always kind of felt like I just wanted to kind of shock people a little bit, and there was a lot of times when I would like stand on equipment, climb to the roof, hang from the ceiling, and do like a solo kind of thing. And I didn't know what to do that night, but then I thought about it. I'm like, I'm gonna stage dive into this drum set. Oh, my back hurts so bad after that. All right, let's dive into the last tribute band that I was in. The last tribute band that I was in was, we called it the Bloody Yanks, and I thought it was very clever. Royal Blood tribute. And oh my God, it's so much fun, but it was a lot of work for me, so this was a lot of progress. In the sense that I was playing an instrument, singing, having to tap dance on pedals. If you're familiar with Royal Blood, there's a lot going on with effects here, but let's dive in real quick. Again, looking the part with the black shirt. Bass is behind me, the one that I use. Never owned a bass in my life until I got this bass. And I was still learning to sing. I'm not the best singer, but you know, it's all about getting up there, just having fun. Golly, Rick is just a beast. He was in 3 other tribute bands that were playing House of Blues main stage kind of stuff, and he was just in love with Royal Blood. I put an ad out and he showed up, and funny thing is, at the time, and this is back in 2016, 2017, he's in his mid-50s, I was in my mid-30s, and people thought he was my dad. It was really funny, but it's so cool what music can do, and the different types of people that it can bring together. And these are snippets. This was kind of like a promo thing. Crappy promo, but still one of my favorite bands to this day. I saw them not that long ago. So these are just kind of like little highlights. And I have that bass as well. Man, I just love that bass. And I'm not even a bass player. It's just so much. I don't know. This type of situation where you're kind of playing guitar and bass at the same time, I found it so gratifying. I almost want to do something original with it. Let me know down in the comments if you would like to see something like that, and we'll kind of document the journey. But man, there's just something about controlling the guitar or playing the guitar and bass, and there's no timing involved aside from your own timing, and you're playing both, and the stage just rattling, and it's the size. It's a really small scale bass. I mean, there were sound engineers that were like, "Are you sure that's not a guitar? Because that thing is small." So it's and here it is. It's a Mustang bass, and at the time I had an American Strat, which I saved up for, and because I wanted to do this so badly, I sold it just to kind of fund a bass amp and these couple bass guitars. And man, it's a lot of fun. So much fun, and a lot of effort went into it, and eventually it kind of fell apart just because it was so, like, Royal Blood was so fresh, and also at the time I had some drinking issues and was like getting really hammered. It might not be obvious here, but I think that did kind of turn Rick off, and then the lack of attendees, and it happens though. It happens. Don't drink, stay off drugs, kids. Man, just so much fun. Just and Rick was just such a good showman. I think he drum wise, he's probably one of the best drummers I had ever played with. I don't know. I part of me wishes I had done something original one way or another. It's easy to pick up somebody else's music and roll with it and have fun immediately. It takes time to write music. So, is there space for a tribute band? Yes, I definitely think so. And if these videos haven't proved it, even in this day and age, you can make just as much money as being in a cover band where you play for 3 to 4 hours. You make the same amount of money. You play for less time. You do have to find kind of like a niche, a genre when it comes to, let's say, for example, if you started a Nirvana tribute, Alice in Chains, and kind of like Stone Temple Pilots or something like that. Something where it just kind of all meshes together. And generally tribute bands are going to be bands that have been around for a while, and they've got some sort of following, and perhaps maybe they're not playing as often, or maybe there's musicians that have kind of passed away for whatever reasons. Those are generally pretty good tributes to start, like with the Royal Blood thing. They were fresh. I think they're on album number 3, and then Weezer's still playing a lot. However, they've been around long enough towards where they've kind of they have a huge catalog of music. And then with the White Stripes tribute, they don't play anymore, and it's Jack White doing his thing. A lot of it is, from my understanding, the White Stripes aren't around anymore because of Meg White's her anxiety issues and getting up and playing, which I completely understand, because I have struggled with anxiety for a long time and had kind of turned to alcohol at points and just in my life, and it's still something I struggle with, but it doesn't own me. I'm a person with anxiety, and just kind of push on. So I hope this has been an informational rundown on tribute bands. If you're wanting to start a tribute band, go out there and do it, or do some original stuff. I think at this point in my life, I'm ready to do some original stuff, and I've done original music in the past, and nobody's going to tell you that you, as an original musician, that you're not you're not living up to a certain standard, I guess is the best way to look at it. It's never been done before. Certainly, we're all picking and pulling from different inspirations, but no one can really tell you that as an original musician that you're not being the best original musician that you can. Certainly, there are going to be opinions out there, but it's all art. Thanks for tuning in. It's your boy Matt. If you like this video, let me know down in the comments. And until next time, we'll see you later.